Hey my loves, my name is Leah Yamilet and I want to welcome you to the Love Collective. So in this episode, I'm going to be discussing something that we don't really talk about, or maybe we just don't want to talk about, and that is our problems. Something we all have, honestly. So in this episode, I want to give you guys just a few tips on how to conceptualize and then finally solve your daily to maybe long overdue problems that you have been neglecting for a little bit. And just how to develop and foster just a healthy and sustainable solution method that you can use for yourself. So my first one is that you have to bring attention to your way of thinking. Our way of thinking is the beginning of absolutely everything. If you're having a train of thought and these train of thoughts are very negative, then you're not necessarily fostering an environment where you're becoming goal-oriented to create a solution for your problems, if you will. I want to encourage you guys to be your own conductors, to be the own driver of your train. Don't ever let the train just go, because it'll just keep going, So I believe that it is up to us to catch that train and just be your own drivers. My number 2 is make a list of all the problems that you have. This is something that I've done personally, just, whenever I feel overwhelmed and I feel that I need to just declutter my mind. Sometimes I'm in class and I'll have this long train of thought where I'm just going downhill and I can't seem to catch myself because I'm just overwhelmed by my problems. So I think that just writing my problems down and really seeing what they are can help me, conceptualize it a little more. So my number 3 is that come up with 5 to 10 specific actions that you can take in order to solve these problems. Now, you might be asking me, why do I need to come up with 5 to 10 different actions? Well, my number 4 is that you want to focus on the solution. You want to focus on your goal. You never want to put so much emphasis on the problem itself. So for example, Steve Jobs was a very goal-oriented person. If you guys have ever seen Jobs the movie, you guys can see his trajectory and just how much effort and just how much work he put into creating Apple and just creating a world where your electronic worked at a decent rate, if you will. And if you ever had something else that is not an Apple product, you can definitely see the difference between certain products versus how the agility of, an Apple product. And my number 5 is that you want to grow yourself. You want to grow your attitude. You want to be bigger than the problem. We always want to be bigger than the problem. Successful people are solution oriented. Steve Jobs was definitely solution oriented. He never dwelt on the problem for too long, and if he did, he was definitely coming up with various ways to solve that issue. I want to encourage you guys to just define who you are. Ask yourself these questions who am I? What do I want? What do I value? And just by becoming again aware of just who you are as a person and where you're going to go, it can help you become a little more detailed and a little more goal oriented. And yeah, just don't ever be afraid, practice that self-analyzation. That would never get old. That never will be something that is not necessary. You have to be aware of yourself, of your way of thinking, of that train of thought that is maybe not leading you into the path of success that it is that you want, that we all want, honestly, because who doesn't want to be successful? I want to be successful, Okay, so there's a little mantra that I've used for the last few months that has helped me personally, and I want to share it with you guys. And you can use it. I would want to encourage you to use it, or you can come up with your own, or you can Google different mantras, or read a book that might be able to help you just develop and foster a stronger sense of problem solving. So what I usually like to do is I usually put my hands in my chest over my heart. You can either put both hands or you can raise your hand in the sky. It's really up to you. And I just say that I am powerful, I am goal-oriented, and I believe in myself. I am the creator of my own world. Thank you. And because I practice this sort of little mindfulness mantras, it has helped me develop and just foster a healthier relationship with my own self and just with my own way of thinking, because again, like, your way of thinking really is the beginning of absolutely everything that it is that you have inside of your world, that I have in my world. And repeat the mantra as much as you want, as long as you want, every day, around the clock, if you will. There's never like an X amount of times or like an X amount of numbers that you want to be good and you want to be healthy. Practice this routine and just condition your mind, like subconsciously we have to learn to develop these way of thinking, because it's not easy, but it's definitely possible. And another thing that I want to leave you guys with is that if you do have a problem and you cannot find a way of solving it, it's because you're thinking small. So think big, because you are big and you are great and you are the creator of your own world. I want to encourage you to just stop focusing on the problem itself. Follow the steps that I've told you, come up with the problems that you have and come up with like 5 to 10 different ways that you can solve this just one problem, so you can condition your mental mind to just become a little more self-aware and a little more detail oriented. And I want you guys to remember that if we can create a problem, we can solve the problem. And I'll say it again. If we can create a problem, we can solve a problem. If there's a will, there's a way. And that'll never get old, as long as you want to be here and as long as you want to fight for your life and fight for your love and just keep going. Never forget that in order for you to be successful, in order for you to ascend into that level that it is that you want, you have to become goal-oriented. You can't delay and like focus on these problems that only make you small or only make you feel small. And the point is that we are our own creators. We have all the power and we should exercise that sort of control. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so much. I love all the support that I have received so far. I hope that you guys share, like, and follow. I will see you next time on the Love Collective. Bye.